Imagine a cold, silent void at the edge of our world. For centuries, humanity believed that the solar system ended at Neptune. But there was a problem. Something was pulling at the giant planets. Something invisible, something massive, and something terrifyingly far away. Astronomers called it Planet X. This wasn't just a search for a new world. It was a desperate hunt for a ghost that defied the laws of physics. Percival Lowell, a man of immense wealth and even greater obsession, spent his entire life and fortune looking for this phantom. He built a massive observatory in the mountains of Arizona, pointing his telescopes into the pitch-black abyss night after night. But he died in 1916, broken and empty-handed, labeled a failure by the scientific community. The mystery of Planet X seemed destined to remain unsolved forever, until a young farm boy from Kansas, with nothing but a high school diploma and a homemade telescope, stepped into the light. In 1929, the Lowell Observatory was desperate. They needed someone with infinite patience to do the job no one else wanted. Enter Clyde Tombaugh. Clyde wasn't a Harvard graduate. He was a dreamer who spent his nights on a farm, sketching planets through telescopes he built from old car parts and cream separators. His task was brutal. He had to take massive photographic plates of the sky, containing hundreds of thousands of tiny stars, and compare them. This was done using a Blink Comparator, a machine that flickered two photos taken days apart. If a dot moved, it was a planet. If it stayed still, it was just another star. For months, Clyde sat in a dark room, eyes straining, heart pounding, looking at millions of dots. It was the ultimate needle in a haystack search. Then, on February 18, 1930, at exactly 4 p.m., the needle appeared. A tiny speck of light had jumped. Planet X wasn't a ghost anymore. It was real. The news of the ninth planet shook the world. Headlines across the globe screamed, "Planet X found." But what should they call it? Thousands of suggestions poured in, from names of gods to names of the astronomers' wives. The winning name didn't come from a scientist, but from an 11-year-old girl in England named Venetia Burney. She suggested Pluto, after the Roman god of the underworld who ruled over the darkness. It was perfect. The first two letters, P and L, also honored Percival Lowell, the man who started the hunt. Pluto became an overnight sensation. It was the pride of America, the first planet discovered by an American on American soil. Mickey Mouse's dog was named after it, and for 76 years, every school child memorized it as the final, lonely frontier of our solar system. But as the decades passed, a dark truth began to emerge. As our technology improved, we realized something shocking. Pluto was tiny. It was smaller than our own moon. There was no way this tiny ball of ice could have pulled on the massive orbits of Neptune and Uranus. Scientists realized that Percival Lowell's calculations, the very math that led them to Pluto, were completely wrong. There was no Planet X pulling on the giants. It was simply a mistake in measuring Neptune's mass. Pluto wasn't found because of brilliant math. It was found because of a cosmic coincidence and Clyde Tombaugh's sheer refusal to give up. We had spent 100 years looking for a giant, and instead, we found a tiny, frozen rebel. For years, Pluto was just a blurry pixel in our best telescopes. But in 2015, everything changed. NASA's New Horizons spacecraft, after traveling for nearly a decade and 3 billion miles, finally flew past Pluto. What we saw stunned the world. Pluto wasn't a dead, cratered rock. It was alive. It had giant mountains made of solid water ice, vast glaciers of nitrogen, and a massive glowing white heart on its surface, known as Tombaugh Regio. It had a blue atmosphere and red snow. It was a world of beauty and complexity that no one had ever imagined. Even though it was stripped of its planet status in 2006, a decision that still sparks heated debates today, Pluto proved that the edge of our solar system is not an empty wasteland. It is a vibrant, mysterious, and breathtaking frontier. Today, Pluto sits 3.7 billion miles away, a silent guardian of the Kuiper Belt. It reminds us that science is not just about being right. It's about the courage to keep looking even when you're wrong. Clyde Tombaugh's ashes are actually on board the New Horizons spacecraft, flying through the very world he discovered on a flickering plate in 1930. Pluto may be small, and it may be a dwarf, but in the hearts of millions, it will always be the ninth planet, the little world that could. As we look further into the dark, toward the mysterious Planet 9 that scientists think might be hiding even further out, we realize that the story Clyde started isn't over. It's just beginning.